Chapter 8, page 133, the patriarchal devotion to the wife. So a man's religious devotion should be centered on the Eucharist. We all know that. Right? So when we talk about stuff we do spiritual, church stuff, we say the Eucharist right away. And we order our spirituality around the Eucharist so that we're reverent and we go to the right place for Mass where there's going to be reverence and all. So we got a good grip on that here. Second half of that sentence. And his familial devotion should be centered on his wife. With our wives, we share a sacrament. Okay, and what are we supposed to do for our wives? St. Paul says we are to keep her holy and spotless. Though the head of a traditional Catholic family may have to deal with the profane and devote time and energy to the secular, he has the consolation of knowing that his wife, the flesh of his flesh, is peacefully cloistered within the undefiled Christian home and singularly engaged in the lofty vocation of family life. See, this is what we're supposed to have set up here. Yeah, we know we're going to have to go out. In order to provide, we got to go out into the world, men, and we have to encounter some pretty ugly stuff, especially in this day and age. But we have that consolation knowing our wives are back home and she don't have to mess with all this if we're taking care of our job, if we're doing our thing. So we need that level of protection and not have her out running the streets, or it can even invade into our home. You know, for the longest time, my wife didn't even have an email account or any internet access, or because she was busy taking care of babies. And again, really, I didn't want her to see all the trash that was out there. Because people send email campaigns about the most hideous stuff. And it's like, well, I understand we have to act against that, but let's let the men do that. She should be protected from all that mess. And we should have to deal with it. Cloistered within what? The undefiled Christian home. That's what we should be. That's what we should have and protect. Protect the innocent. Let's let our kids have a childhood. They throw all of this mess on kids out in the world so quickly. And they grow up, not grow up, but they get almost contaminated at a very early age. That way she has the singular focus of the vocation of family life. It is within the home that the most splendid fruits of human existence blossom. Indeed, it is in the domestic fruition to which a man's labors are finally ordered. Again, this is what it's all about. And the lie that society tells us is that all these things, these possessions, this materialism is an end in of itself. But I'm going to show you. It ends with human beings, because you have these big factories. They build cars, really fast cars, really cool cars and fast cars. But what good is those cars going to do if they're sitting out on a dealer's lot, just sitting there? No, you want people in them to drive them. They make these cars for people, all these big chemical plants, all these men in industry, And what these chemicals make all of this stuff, these plastics and all, why? So that people could use them. Or you might have, let's say, big ships, these massive ocean traveling ships. They got people on them, but no, they say no, they're carrying all sorts of fuel or grain or things like that. So you say, well, the grain, why? For people to eat. You say, well, no, they're going to feed that to the cows. Why? So the people could eat the cows, right? It all ends up with people. The final end user is going to be a person. So it's really all about people. And you see, so we have to order our lives toward that. Europeans, almost none of them, or very, very few, having children anymore. And then we follow in suit right along with them. Married couples, we order our lives what? Toward creation. Toward procreation of little people with God. God is one of generation. And it's for that purpose. He started out with a man, made a woman, and then all humanity flows from that. Okay, so we need to not get caught up into all the industry in of itself, but see what the end result is and what it's ordered toward.